What's going on, Canfield Nation? Richie Juliano back here from Cocca's Pizza in Canfield, the site for another coach's profile. We are glad to be joined by the head football coach of the Canfield Cardinals and Mike Pavlansky. Coach, the final regular season game coming up.
How about that?
I can't believe it.
How fast did that go?
I know. It just seems like we just sat down for week number one preparing for Poland. I mean, it just flew.
They always say when you're having fun, and fun's not winning and losing, it's just fun being around kids and around the coaches in the locker room. Time flies.
So let's recap last week's victory at Howland on the road, a team that was struggling a little bit, and your team came in and they handled business. What were your overall thoughts from that game?
Tremendous. We were really happy with our kids and the way they showed up and ready to play, especially in the first half. We're up 21-0 at halftime and extended that in the third quarter. And, we're able to play a lot of young kids in the fourth quarter, so we're pleased with our effort.
Now, you're a team that usually methodically moves the football down the field. There were some big plays from your football team, an 81-yard touchdown reception when you're pinned back behind your ears at the one. You have the Drew Carosi punt return, a couple other big runs. I mean, just talk about that, how nice it was to open it up a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. The second drive, they pinned us back on a punt on inside the 1 yard line. And, on second down, Brock and Oliver hooked up for about a 19-yard gain. And then on first down, we slipped the screen in there to Danny Inglis, and we had a great blocking up front, and Jimmy Scherer and Evan Parker and, Nick Bone and Hunter Knotts. And, Danny was off to the races, and, he's a pretty good sophomore and got some good wheels and, found himself in the end zone.
Now, I want to ask you this. I've seen this a couple times this season on your punt coverage. On the offensive side, you got Kovacs and Carosi back there, two punt returners. Is that something we're going to continue to see in the future?
I would think so. Without a doubt, the two kids back there that we trust, A, to catch the football, and B, when they get the football in their hands, they can be very dangerous, as you saw last week. I mean, Oliver returned one and didn't go for a touchdown, but it certainly set up a score in the third quarter. And, we get 9 guys up on the ball, and they're blocking and doing their job and making sure the ball is punted and it's not a fake. And, you're able to divide the field, I think, and it's better for a return.
I want to talk about Brock Lowry real quick. Very impressive against Howland. His ability to throw off his off shoulder very impressed me. What did you see from him on Friday?
No, Brock's just getting better. And, he just every week he comes and works and studies and, works on throws and practices that he believes he's going to make in the game. And, that off-shoulder throw and things such as that is not by accident. Those are things that Brock and his receivers work on. And, we're thankful he's playing for us.
Now, who continues to play better is Jake Schneider. He's starting to get more minutes. He made a couple big catches. He is such a big target outside. It's so hard to stop him.
You can't teach size, that's for sure. And, being 6'5", 6'6", whatever Jake is as a sophomore, he had a partially torn labrum in the summertime and was not allowed to practice with us. And, started to rehab, and sometime middle of August, he was allowed to start running around catching footballs. And, Jake is naturally a quarterback, but, not able to throw because it's his left arm, his throwing arm. And, we took it slow with them, but he showed up. What impressed me about Jake is he showed up to every practice, knowing he was not allowed to practice, just go through any individual drills, and mentally stayed into it. And Richie, by the time he got cleared, which I think was the week of the Marion Pleasant game, we threw him in there to see what he could do. And, obviously impressed his teammates, impressed his coaches. And, then we played against Fitch, and, his role starting to expand in our offense because, obviously having a kid that size out there with some good speed and, some really good hands, you got to take advantage of it.
Now, we talked about your offense and their performance against Howland. We want to talk about the defense a little bit. They looked pretty stout in that first half, although I know you were upset with the 4 average running game for Matt Woomer. But overall, I thought the defense was really good, especially on third down and short situations. Open field tackling was key on those third and short situations.
Yeah, there's no doubt. In the first half, they averaged over 4 yards a carry, which we think is too many for our defense and the guys we got playing. We think we're better than that. And, credit Howland. They were able to, block us effectively. And Woomer and Masucci are really good backs. And at halftime, we made a couple of adjustments. In the third quarter, I think they averaged less than 2 yards a carry. So we were pleased with that. Our defense has been playing really well all year long, and they certainly need to play their best ball game this Friday night.
Now let's preview Friday night against the Boardman Spartans. Set the scene a little bit. Boardman, who comes in, they're struggling a little bit as of late, but they did play a great second half against Austintown Fitch. 16 seed in the region, top 16 make it, so they need to win. It's a must-win opportunity for the Boardman Spartans. Senior day at Spartan Stadium and a huge rivalry in the Valley. What are you looking forward to the most against Boardman?
The best game of the year. We need to be at our best if we're going to have a chance to win this thing. Boardman is the most talented team that we have faced this year. From a quarterback standpoint, as far as his speed, Terrence Thomas is going to Purdue for a reason. He's going to be a slot receiver for them, and he's going to be dynamic for them. We got to contain him on the option game, the outside zone game, and they got 4 wideouts that can just run by us if we're not cognizant of where they're at. And then, you start talking about those guys, and you forget about Sean O'Hara, who's a 3-year starter, wrestler, tough, physical, mentally tough young man. And, they've got a lot of weapons that if we're not on top of our game, it's going to be a struggle Friday night.
Now, your team has played so well on the road this season. Mm-hmm. A team that has traveled all the way down to New Philadelphia, beat mm-hmm. up the Quakers. What makes your team so good on the road? Usually when you're the away team, it takes a little bit to get going, but your team comes off that bus ready to go week in and week out. What's the week preparation to prepare these kids for that road game?
Our senior leadership. There's no doubt about that. We got a great group of seniors, not many of them, only 15, but they're tremendous leaders. And our young guys trust them. They follow them every day in practice and certainly jumping on the bus, know what to expect, the attitude on the bus, what you're supposed to have, the atmosphere, and then getting off the bus and getting into your pregame routine. And at 7 o'clock that you're ready to go. Credit our seniors for that.
Now, with a victory on Friday, you would improve to 9-1, a fantastic record in the region, probably put you in the top 5, and that would host a first-round playoff game. How important is that to this program, being able to come back and play at Bob Dove Field?
It'd be nice. There's no doubt about that, but we got to take care of Friday night. We know we've qualified for the playoffs, and that's a feather in our kids' cap. Where we're placed depends on how well we play Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when you look at the region, a lot of teams ahead of you who you've already faced before, Chardon and Dover and Kenston as well. It's a great region and region number 9. So for you, keys to the game against Boardman, we already talked about their speed. Terrence Thomas coming back. This is going to be a hungry football team on Friday. We had the interview with Steve Leslie earlier. They're going to give you their best shot.
Oh, we expect nothing less. Seth has done a great job in his first year there, and they were in some tough games that they lost, especially last week against Fitch. They're much better than their record. The key to the game is just what you said. It's speed. If it's a track meet, we're going to finish second, and that's not good. We got to contain the speed offensively and defensively because those guys are in the secondary, run around, got great speed. And then the second thing you got to do in a rivalry game is win the turnover battle. If you can win the turnover battle in a rivalry game, that's going to go a long way. And finally, just sound special teams. They got tremendous return guys, and we're going to have to find a way to keep them guessing where we're going to punt the ball and then kick off. And, hopefully when they get the ball, we make a tackle.
And you have a weapon in Zach Ahmed who's able to kick it outside of the end zone. How much does that help against Boardman, who's got such lethal returners?
Yeah, that obviously if there's no wind, that's going to be a great factor for us, that they're going to start on the 20-yard line. But again, with their speed, they can go 80 yards in one play.
True.
If there's a wind up there, and now Zach's going to have to start placing the ball because it's not going to get to the end zone. And, then it's on our return or our kickoff team to go down and make tackles.
Now, is that something Zach has worked on? It seems like it in game action. He kicks a lot towards the pylon. Is that preparing for these type of situations? If the wind's blowing in against a speedy return team, he's going to have to place the ball well.
Yeah, I think that's part of just being a natural way he kicks the ball. He's got a little bit of a hook on it. And then also we ask him to put the ball between the numbers and the sideline. Yeah. So we're going to corner a kid down there like we did last week with the Woomer kid who was really dangerous. And, our guys got down there, Paolo Papalia and Danny English got down there and were able to stop him right around the 15-yard line.
Now that you mentioned Paolo Papalia, he played a key role in the Howland game, used him as a jet guy. Are we going to see more of that in the future?
Yeah, no doubt. It's something we have always had. And, you start looking at the tape of your opponent, and it was just something that we thought that we could take advantage of last week. And, certainly in practice this week, we're trying to build upon that package.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Coach, for coming out once again.
Appreciate it.
A big game on Friday night against Boardman. The Canfield Cardinals travel to Spartan Stadium on Friday at 7 o'clock. We will have the game here on YSN. Canfield looks to improve to 9-1 on the season. Coach, appreciate it coming out.
Thanks so much, Richie.
All right, that'll wrap it up. Brought to you by Cocca's Pizza here in Canfield.